Greetings to one and all. I am Saroja from Chemistry Department. Would like to explain about valence bond. So, what is meant by valency? First of all, let us have a look about this. So, we have studied this valency in 9th and 10th classes, which is nothing but the number of electrons present in the outermost orbital is known as valence. So, what is the importance about the valency? Valency contributes to the bonding. So, hence it is called as valence bond. So, in this, various postulates are there which you are going to learn from this. The first one is metal ligand bonds arise by the donation of electron pairs, which are nothing but ligands to central metal atom or ion. What is metal? Metal is nothing but which is electropositive in character. So, we have studied about properties of metals. Metals are lustrous, ductile, shiny. They are good conductors of heat and electricity. All these properties arises due to the presence of or availability of free electrons. So, free electrons, if they are capable of giving means, obviously metal acquires positive charge. So, metals are electropositive charge. It means simply we can say that they are electron deficient. What about this ligand? So, ligand is nothing but which can donate a pair of electrons. So, it clearly shows that metal is deficient of electrons. A ligand is which contains a pair of electrons which it can donate. So, metal is acceptor and ligand is the donor. Hence, the bond formed between metal and ligand is coordinate covalent bond. So, in this theory, the foremost one is the metal ligand bonds arise by the donation of electron pairs by the ligands to the central metal atom or ion. So, in this way, ligands can donate electrons to the metal. The next one is metal atom or ion must possess requisite number of vacant orbitals of nearly equal energy to undergo hybridization to give a same set of same number of hybrid orbitals of equal energy. It requires little bit explanation. Yes, first of all. So, metal atom, as I said, it is electropositive in nature, which it consists of vacant orbitals, and ligand, it contains electron pair extra, nothing but which can donate electron pairs. But in order to accept the electrons which are being donated by the ligand, metal should possess vacant orbitals. Right? And also not only it should possess vacant orbitals, but these orbitals must be nearly of equal energy to undergo hybridization to give a set of same number of hybrid orbitals of equal energy. That orbital energy must be matching. It should not be high, it should not be low. It should have same set or equal energy levels to accommodate the electrons donated by the ligands. So, it means it clearly shows that all types of ligands cannot donate to all types of metals. Based upon their energy levels only, ligands can donate electrons to the metal atoms. This is the second postulate. The third one is unpaired n-1d electrons means simply we are going to say inner electrons. Unpaired inner electrons or n-1d electrons are paired up to make vacant orbitals available for formation of coordinate bond with suitable ligand orbitals. So, it also requires a good explanation to understand it very much clearly. What is this n-1d electrons, which are called as inner electrons? electrons. So suppose let us say in 3D orbit it has 3D 4 electrons. Correct? So 3D 4 electrons. Those 4 electrons will be arranged in parallel spin, 1 electron each in the one solution. Correct? Or 1 orbital simply I can say. So how many d orbitals are there? 5. dxy, dyz, dzx, dx square minus y square and dz square. Let us suppose say if there are 4 d electrons means obviously they are going to occupy the first 4 dxy, dyz, dzx and dx square minus y square. In this case the electrons are paired. So instead of filling single electron each in it, according to the Pauli's exclusion principle or Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity, whatever it may be. So in order to make available, it is against that one. Hence pairing will take place. So those 4 electrons, they will be accommodated into 2 instead of 4. So that it creates 3 more vacant orbitals. Why should it create 3 more vacant orbitals? Simply in order to accommodate the number of electrons donated by the ligand atoms. So the total number of ligand atoms surrounding the central metal atom is called as its coordination number. And the bond formed between ligand and metal is coordinate covalent bond, or otherwise called as dative bond. Why it is dative or coordinate covalent bond? Because ligand is a donor and metal is the acceptor. This can be shown with a pointed arrow. So hence it gives an idea. This is the, you can say, mark for the or symbol for the coordinate covalent bond or dative bond. Yes. Now, with the approach of ligands, formation of metal ligand bonds takes place by the donation of electron pairs by ligands to empty hybridized orbitals of metals. Now, just recollect the third one. So, as I said, if there are 4 electrons each, so in order to make it available or vacant orbitals, they will be paired against Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity. So that it creates 3 more vacant orbitals. In these vacant orbitals, now these ligands are going to be sit. Or the ligand electrons are going to take place or take part in the hybridization. So a ligand itself is nothing but it is an electron pair donor. If there are 3 vacant orbitals, obviously 3 ligands are going to be occupied. Then if there are 6 ligands and there are only 3 vacant orbitals in the d orbit, then obviously it goes to the next s orbital and the next p orbital. So depending upon this, we are going to predict the hybridization of the complex, right? So what are the various hybridizations, and based upon these hybridizations, what are the various geometries we are going to predict, or from geometries we are going to draw the shapes of complexes. Yes. So these are the various hybridizations. You know, sp3 tetrahedral, sp2 square pillar. Students just here have an idea. D first, then afterwards sp2. It means inner d orbital complexes are involved. Then in such a case we can say that type resembles the square pillar. D2 sp3 or sp3 d2. How many overall orbitals are there? D2 1s 1 3p. It means total 6. It means it goes to the coordination number 6. For coordination number 6, the orbitals are called as octahedral complexes. Right? So sp3 hybridization tetrahedral, dsp2 square planar, d2sp3 or sp3 d2 hybridization resembles octahedral. So based upon this, we are going to draw the sheets, right? So these are the main 5 postulates of valence bond theory, which was invented by Linus Pauling. What are the drawbacks of this one? So the only drawback is it cannot explain the magnetic properties, right? So you know, in case of bonding orbitals and antibonding, if there is presence of unpaired electrons, then we can say it is paramagnetic. If there is no availability of unpaired electrons, then we can say that is diamagnetic. But here in this valence bond theory, it fails to explain about the magnetic properties as well as the absorption spectrum. Thank you. So in next class, I will explain about the various types of hybridizations and speaking of